CBD oil. Or like YouTube. Oh yeah, we're good?
What up?
Hey everybody! Welcome to the OtakuCast. I'm your host, Angel's Calamity. And there's my co-host, Directionally Challenged. But I'm gonna tell you about me first, because I'm cooler. I have a YouTube channel over at YouTube, and I actually found out it's not Angels_Calamity. It's all just one word, Angels Calamity. YouTube.com/Angels Calamity.
You've been saying it wrong for 3 seasons. How's it? 4 seasons. 4.
I
Wow.
don't know why it's like that.
That's
I've had that YouTube channel
terrible.
longer than I've been creating content, so
I don't believe you.
Doesn't know our own YouTube channel name.
Just make
That's
fun of me.
sad.
It's fine. Look, now the subscribers will come flooding in, right? Now that's the whole problem, right? Right? But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm still
sure.
working my way through Little Nightmares 2, and man, I tell you, I got to the Max Spook part right now, and I don't like it. And just the mannequins, I just don't like mannequins. I'm with Markiplier on that one. And what are you doing over on your side of the tracks, Sir DC?
Oh, well, I'm just playing Dragon Quest XI and Mega Barn! It's Valheim, but I'm making a giant barn. In fact, I did a vote, and people want me to put in an aviary. Bees.
Bees?
I don't remember what the hell they're called. The bee thingies.
Apiary.
Like the...
Apiary, there it is.
Like the,
it's close. Aviary, apiary, they're stupid names.
Birds,
the cards
bees.
against...
Birds, bees, the birds and the bees, they're the same
Speaking
thing.
of the birds and the bees. No. That's later on.
We'll get
that is later on.
But, like the Cards Against Humanity card, bees? Bees?
Bees! My god.
Just bees? But I am wearing my I'm kind of a lady, but definitely more of a pervert shirt, because that definitely goes with today's episode. But before we get to that...
there's a shirt you should get.
What's that?
I'll send it to you later. Oh, it's Anime in the Streets, our topic in the sheets.
Oh, perfect, yes. That is...
It's a funny shirt.
That is me. But before we get to that, because our topic is going to be spicy, what's our news? Because that's probably also spicy. Give us your first one, DC.
Hey, for all of you out there that are old enough to remember, Toys R Us is planning a return to the United States. They're coming back. They're coming back. So, apparently, I did not know this, but the Toys R Us parent company was recently bought out by another company, which I can't remember. I think WHP Global. And they bought the True Kids Inc., which is what the original...
It must have worked. I just got a new subscriber.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, continue. And
yeah, they're planning
graphics cards there. Everybody look at my graphics card. I don't know. Sorry, continue.
They're planning on bringing up some flagship pop-ups in airport shops, mini stores, within like other little retailers all across North America, getting it up before the 2021 holiday season, which I imagine means before Christmas. So WHP became the majority shareholder in True Kids Inc., which contains such as Toys R Us, Baby R Us, the Jeffrey the Giraffe brands, and 20 other toy and baby brands. And according to the chairman and CEO, the company is taking the reins of the world's leading toy brand at a time when the category is up 16% and consumer demand for toys is at an all-time high. But apparently they have stores in Canada, Japan, and all over Asia that have been operational still, just not within the United States. There's 900 branded stores across 25 countries, generating an annual $2 billion in retail sales, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, Toys R Us was a big brand. That's why I suppose it shut down the way it did.
Man, I remember... I was gonna say, they're just not in America right now. But I remember as a kid, like, my parents would take me to Toys R Us, and that's where I got, like, my first Game Boy. That's where I got my Pokemon games, you know. That's where I got a bunch of stuff as a kid. And I think that's even where I got my Dreamcast. Like, heck, man. Yeah, they're coming back, baby!
They even sold Warhammer.
I'm pretty sure I got my first Game Boy at a Black Friday sale. My Game Boy Color and Pokemon Crystal there, and I got a Furby there too, so yeah.
Remember when Furbies came back? That was a weird experience.
I really loved my first Furby. I don't know why I loved it so
Lord.
much. I was a very weird child.
That was
It was
disgusting.
weird living through the Furby fad, and then the Furby fad came back, and I was just like,
the
ah, man.
uprising of the Furbies.
God.
Oh lord.
I was not as interested in the new Furby. Not as much.
No, they're not as
Who
fun.
was? It was the next
They're
generation.
not as fun.
Yeah, I know.
They had the
yeah.
stupid light eyes. Like, oh look, it's more articulate. And it's like, nah, it's cheaper, is what it is.
It's a lot creepier too. I don't know. I miss the old noises.
Yeah,
It's
they were
just
fun. They were
They
fun.
were
I liked
fun.
when they would copy your voice too. It was interesting.
Yes.
What else we got?
But let's see. Sony is giving away Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a great game, and a bundle of great indie games for free for their Play at Home initiative. They've announced the next 10 games that are giving away completely for free for PlayStation owners, including Horizon Zero Dawn, and indie darlings such as Enter the Gungeon,
Enter
The
the
Witness,
Gungeon.
The Witness, and incredibly, all of these games are yours to own on PS4 or PS5 with no PlayStation Plus subscription required.
That's cool.
And beginning April 19th at 8 p.m., you can get Horizon Zero Dawn through May 14th, and there's many for the PlayStation Plus collection, but you don't have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription to get these.
Man, I wish I had a PlayStation 4 or 5.
There's a sequel coming very
I don't
soon,
really want the 5.
so I'm a PlayStation fan. All consoles matter, but I prefer PlayStation. But I don't know, computers starting to really rub off on me with its versatility.
Hey,
I just
finally.
freaking the with the size of the new Xbox and the new PlayStation, you might as well have a PC.
Yeah,
they're just getting ridiculously huge.
Consoles are getting bigger and
PCs are getting smaller.
Yeah.
It's really funny the way it's going.
But the sequel is supposed to come out sometime this year, and if you've not played Horizon Zero Dawn, you are missing out. It is an amazing game. And there's also a huge stack of other games you can claim for free, as well as Abzu, Into the Gungeon, Res Infinite, Subnautica, The Witness. And there's also a couple PSVR titles like Astrobot, Moss, Thumper. I have a PSVR. That's how I played Beat Saber. Which just a new update came out of that. I've not tried it yet. I'm going to do that on the channel very soon. Thumper and Paper Beast. Sony plans to offer more titles for PS4 and PS5 for owners to claim, with the initiative slated to conclude sometime in June. Currently, Sony is offering Ratchet and Clank for free of charge until March 31st. So, if you have a PlayStation, pop on there and go get it. Like, what's stopping you? And if you don't have room to download it, at least add it to your library so you can download it at any time.
Get an external hard drive extension for your PlayStation. Apparently they exist.
They do. And they're not that expensive, really, considering what you can do with them. So do you want to hit another one, or shall I?
Yes! So, everyone, Toonami is going to be popping in the Promised Neverland anime Season 2 on April 10th. The official Facebook page for Adult Swim's Toonami announced a block on Wednesday. The block will begin airing the second season of the Promised Neverland on April 10th at 1:30 a.m. The full lineup for April 10th includes Dragon Ball Super, Attack on Titan, Food Wars, The Third Plate, Promised Neverland, Fire Force, which is an awesome series, Black Clover, Naruto Shippuden, and Demon Slayer.
I'm going to assume this means it's dubbed. Season 2 means it's dubbed.
Yeah, it's dubbed. It's going to be dubbed. Toonami always puts in the dub. So, the second season premiered on January 7th. Funimation is streaming the series as it airs in Japan. The second season was scheduled to premiere in October, but was delayed to January 21 due to the effects of the new Voldemort on the production. The anime's first season premiered in January 2019. And Aniplex of America streamed the anime on Crunchyroll, Hulu, Funimation, and High Dive as it aired in Japan. Toonami began airing it in April of 2019. So, it's all coming back. New stuff.
And as you guys know, I really enjoyed the Promised Neverland. DC, not so much.
It was boring.
I really enjoyed it, and I will be waiting to watch the dub because that's how I watched the first season. And I'm glad the wait wasn't long because it gave me some time to catch up on some other series. Like,
I mean, honestly, it was 2 years. That's fairly long.
Not since we watched it, though.
Not since we watched it, but since it originally aired. That's a long time.
Yes. Like...
Fire Force!
Look, I've watched the first couple episodes of Fire Force, but I want to get caught up on some of the things before starting getting really into Fire Force. So it was what I saw. It was good. I do plan to watch it.
Awesome.
I started watching
But-
Skate the Infinity and wondered why it looks so much like JoJo's.
I'm not watching it just so I can put it up for vote next season. I'm not watching it just so I can put it up for vote. I want to watch it so bad.
Yes.
Well, maybe it'll win. All right, our
I
last
hope
news
so.
story today is Yashahime Princess Half Demon TV anime gets part 2 sequel. I didn't know the dub of this is already out. I didn't know that, and I
They
just
put that out fast. Dang.
that was actually I forgot his first name, but Kirby, Moroku's voice actor, we did read that he passed away. It was actually his last role, I found out, which was really heartbreaking, but he was able to perform Moroku's voice in the dub for the last time before he passed away. But they already got the second season for part 2 of Yashahime, which is the spin-off series of the Inuyasha series. And I actually finished the final act finally. After years of watching Inuyasha, I finally finished the anime, and
Yay, you did it.
I'm gonna save my thoughts on that for another time. But look, it's the final episode in the Yashahime Princess Half Demon Hanoyo no Yashahime anime spin-off to Rumiko Takahashi's Inuyasha series announced on Saturday. The production on a sequel, part 2, has been greenlit. The announcement teaser visuals features Shishomaru's daughter, Toa Higurashi. If you guys didn't know it was a spoiler, well, it's a spoiler now. So it's at this point.
I think most people knew about that.
Most people know. I'm going to skip a lot of this in the summary here because there is some spoilers for the premise of the first season of Yashahime. But just know that it's greenlit for a second season. It did well. Viz has the rights to the digital streaming and home video of the anime in North America territories, and the company describes it as a brand new anime from the Inuyasha universe. So, I mean, there a lot of people are returning for it, and lots of big names. I have only seen one episode of Yashahime because I was curious, and that's when I found out it was dubbed already. I was like, oh, all right. And yeah, so let us know in the comments if you guys are going to watch that or plan to watch it or have already seen the first season and liked it or hated it. Let us know. And let us know about Promised Neverland as well. I know there's some mixed feelings on that. Yeah. No spoilers. Try to avoid spoilers, though.
Nay.
Yeah, I want to know. DC doesn't want to know.
Nah.
But anyway, now it's...
Spoil me all you want. I don't care.
DC wants... Just DM him spoilers for everything. You heard him.
Sure.
Spoil everything for DC.
Sure. I don't care.
I heard the
Anyway.
funny
I'll still
thing
watch
Nathan
it.
said, if it's any other anime, it's a spoiler. If it's JoJo's, it's a reference.
Yes. Look, I've seen spoilers for JoJo's, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm sure that makes sense that happens. Because Chase and I are watching JoJo's whenever we have time together.
Sounds like sort of like the movie we watched this week. We'll talk that only to our patrons, though.
Yeah,
But I fully believe it makes sense that would happen. Yeah, tell me it happened in that movie, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it.
That movie was.
It was a thing. So let's.
You know what? Our topic today is a thing as well.
Let's get into the topic this week.
Is off-brand or cultured anime. You know.
Think it's Biohazard says if you think it's probably in JoJo's. Yeah, it's true.
So, you know the word pervert? You know what that means in Japanese? That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about pervert anime. So,
we're talking about chicken neckwear.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god.
Put that picture right over his thank you. Thank you, God, for providing us endless entertainment. And you know. But anyway,
at least it's not full on a hego or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't really.
I found that image and I'm like, I think this would work. You understand what it's supposed to mean, but it's not so lewd. We're gonna get in trouble for it. So
true.
Yes, and I also found a meme that it's made me laugh since we've seen it. Can we show them the chicken and Tai from Digimon? Can you show them that meme?
We can, but it is very, very, very out of focus.
Oh no! Oh no!
You know how it be. You know how it be.
Chase, a gorilla has a boat. Yes. In JoJo's, it does. A gorilla does have a boat and a stand. because
I mean, in
fucking
Cremorty High School, Freddie Mercury is a student, and there's a robot. Like,
anime, everybody.
Anime, you just like you hear something, it's like, yeah, this is anime about X, and you're like, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. And then it even gets better when we're in this genre. I don't know if you really can call it a genre of anime, but that's what we're gonna go with today.
It's technically a genre in a way, filled with many subgenres.
And I had to blur out this is pervert because But yes, that is one of my favorite memes since I was like,
This is a hen, and this is Ty. Combine the two, you know
and
what
we
you
get our
get.
topic for the day. But anyway, now when I
Cultured
started
anime.
researching, I found a lot of interesting. Now we're going to discuss this as PG-13 as possible because we are refined and cultured and
We're
behaved
talking
sorts, unless we're doing the post show.
Then no, all strings are off. Nothing
I said,
to tie us down.
when we're here and we're live, we have to behave. Daddy said so.
Yeah.
But
If you want
anyway,
unfiltered,
patron for unfiltered. But the original usage of the word did not describe the form of media. It was a word for perversion. It literally means pervert. So that's why you'll hear the word used in regular anime, and that's why.
And it's not often used actually in the actual world of hentai, by the way. The actual word.
You said the word.
Oh.
Editor, bleep that out. You have like a Mario woohoo or something.
We gotta be careful.
I'm so used to saying it.
Yeah, we gotta be careful because of the censors.
We need to shame. We need to shame.
Certain people get you.
We need to there you go. You got
ring the shame bell.
Yeah.
The first shame bell is yours, Chase.
Thank you.
Oh, we haven't had a shame bell in forever.
We haven't.
True.
We haven't. Well,
it's nice.
We can't.
Nice to have the shame bell
We're gonna
back.
give less work to Cole, our editor. So anyway, there's a form of this media that it starts with the letter D, and I'm not sure if this one's red flag, but I'm not going to say it either. It's self-published or amateur works, and it's been going on since the 80s. And convention, and the word means same person or same interest. And the conventions have been like, oh, well, we have these same interests. It's very interesting because that's how a lot of this popularity began, because they could just say, oh, yes, we have these same interests, so we can get away with doing these things. And that's why the term came around. And there's numerous subgenres, fetish specifics, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's really hard to. Yeah, see, no, this is why I was like, I'm gonna
edit my notes. I should have edited my notes. Okay.
Yeah, see, no, this is the only reason why I was like, I didn't fight.
It doesn't need.
I didn't fight on this one, is because I wanted to see the cogs turn in your head as you try to work this out into a PG. I know.
Perverted person.
Yeah, I know.
Swear a lot. I was in the military. It is hard for me not to swear instinctively. So already,
it's great. I just get to sit back and just be like, look at the cogs. Look at the cogs.
Even in this day and age, most say same person and same interest D genres or pervert is predominantly for males, and it's a hetero term. I mean, there's a lot of other. But predominantly that's still the way it's viewed, and still the most that's created.
I would argue that it might be the way it's viewed, but there is.
This is what Wikipedia told me.
Yeah, well, the Wikipedia doesn't know everything, because there is quite a lot of media that is specifically directed towards women.
Well, no,
especially if you get into
specialized terms for all of it, though.
Yes, but it's also especially true once you start getting into
pervert is normally
visual novels.
Just hetero. So
visual novels will state visual novels. A lot of those lean
visual novels too.
Yeah, they lean towards a more female audience. If you can find quite a few.
Yes, and in the USA, the term's meaning is different, obviously. And it's suspected to have originated in the early 1990s, in the USA that is, when an erotic DJ titled H-bomb was DJ, meaning the personalized visual novels made by an individual, not by a company, was released. Earliest English was traced back to forums about Ranma 1/2, and in 2000, H word was the 41st most popular search, while anime was the 99th. So the H word, pervert word, was more popular than anime itself.
If you think about it, that explains like why a lot of people's perceptions of anime is that like, it's those pervert cartoons.
Exactly.
And because of that whole thing where, I mean, obviously, Rule 34 of the internet, you know, the internet is full of lewd, and it's going to, people are going to fawn to that. They're gonna move in that direction if they get the chance. And we're talking the 90s and the early 2000s, which means that was like the rise of like LimeWire and these video hosting and video sharing like programs where it was peer to peer and you could just upload files that anyone could just come and download. And so it was really able to spread very quickly.
Well,
in fact,
there used to be on LimeWire, there used to be like a very popular song that was linked to Bible Black, so like the whole series. So
yep, that's a series. I'll talk about that if we have time to do so.
But might have been.
But and yes, and it's just but what's funny is you come to find out that it really helped shape anime as well as we know it, and help popularize anime as we know it today as well. Because like, okay, there is a video on my channel that is a lewd video. It's a lewd video game, and it has got, none of my videos have more than like 150, 200 views on my entire channel. But there's one video that's climbing up towards 3,000 views, and it's because it's lewd. It's heavily censored, but it's very lewd. And that's because people are interested in the lewd. People like...
there is a reason why they have the phrase sex sells.
Yes.
That is a common phrase, and it's because it does. It doesn't really matter man or woman. It sells.
Get out of here, Karens. We don't want to hear you. We know. But
we know.
We also know you'll be looking stuff up too, Karen. Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Idris Elba he had a lot of ladies that were very interested in him.
Okay. I didn't know what you're talking about for a minute, but then I remember that whole scandal with that, yeah.
There's a lot of ladies.
But anyway, we're gonna...
Also, Michael B. Jordan. There was a whole thing with him whenever he was doing Killmonger or whatever in the Black Panther movies. I saw a lot of comments.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of, and it's not just one-sided either. Both, all genders, all spectrums, everybody is a pervert.
It's human nature.
It is. And following World War II, things got very spicy for Japan, and in the 50s, that's when like there was more erotic art. Chase in chat says, "Lord knows I am." Yes, look, I am also a pervert. Okay, that's why I even have this. I am not ashamed of my perverted. But
let your freak flag fly.
Following World War II, there was a lot of erotic art, and I actually found this one called "The Fisherman's Wife." And it was way before World War II, actually, and it interested me because it was one of the earliest that they found of lewd art. And yeah, you could see it. It's a fisherman's wife playing with some two octopuses, and even all the way back then, octopi, and even back then, people were interested in this sort of material. So people can't go, "Oh, well, children of today." Nope. Look, just look. I think it's over there on my screen. Just look. I think I don't remember the year on that one, but it's rather old. But
1510 maybe is where around those sorts of material were being produced.
A lot of them actually started in the 1300s.
I wrote it somewhere in my notes.
For
I think I was looking at one of the later things.
Oh, 18. This one was 1814. Dream of the Fisherman's Right.
Some even go back to 794.
Shiuga erotic art. And then it was from between the 16th and the 19th centuries. There's Shiuga erotic art, and the genre of animation and manga arts helped the standard animation styles we see today. And it was just, it's very interesting because human beings and sexuality, especially like more recently, we've had this big push to be like, oh no, we can't show that and all this kind of stuff. But we've always been these creatures that are interested in this kind of stuff. And back to the pervert industry. In the 80s, the SMM and the LGBTQ plus were focused on more for the male readers of pervert material. And in the late 60s, that was when things started ramping up and getting a little bit more varied. And then we're getting a little normalized in the 60s, and then we started seeing, as the 70s and 80s, more of what we see today and expect today. There's some old pervert media out there that is worse than something like that one movie. What was that one movie we watched, DC?
Oh, God.
The one on YouTube. What was that?
Wicked City.
Wicked City. That was made in the 80s.
I was gonna say, like, for how far back you can take it, like just like pervertedness in general. If you go back to Pompeii, which was friggin' 79 AD, they have found a lot of like graffiti and stuff that was chiseled into the walls, and I wanted to read off some of this because it's really funny. One of the graffitis was, Restituta, take off your tunic, please, and show us your hairy privates.
Shave.
That was literally carved into a wall in Pompeii, where you can find all sorts of stuff. Like,
could you imagine doing graffiti by chiseling into a freaking wall, though?
That sounds like way too much effort.
That sounds too hard.
That sounds like if you really want to slander somebody.
My favorite thing, though.
Into their bricks. No way, don't do that.
My favorite thing about Pompeii was there was two guys, and they carved into a wall. We two dear men, friends forever, we're here. If you want to know our names, they are Gaius and Aulus. Which means literally they put, like, Dave was here. They're the first people to do that.
They were roommates.
I just like the fact that they put in, like, hey, we're here. Like, it's all it was is, hey, I was here.
That's funny.
And like friends forever.
Yeah, like literally that tells you humanity has just been the same for 2,000 years. We haven't changed.
We're kind of dumb and we're perverted. Let's
return to monkey.
Yes. Well, and then in the 80s, Lolicon happened.
Oh.
Lolicon boom, which is lollies are young-looking, big-chested females, which makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Huh?
They don't have to be big-chested, by the way.
That's true, but a lot of them are. But at least in the 80s, they were.
Oh, okay.
At least in the 80s, that was very popular.
Yeah.
But more recently, they definitely look more young than they do.
More worrying.
Yeah, which is that's a yikes from me, dog, personally, or
yikes, dog.
Most sane people, yeah. And there's a lot of other terms. I don't know how many of these I can say, so just go ahead and bleep all of these out, Cole. Just like ecchi, can I say that one?
Yeah, you can say ecchi.
Intercourse, right?
Ecchi is fine.
Ecchi is perfectly fine. It is still.
Okay.
Ecchi is H light. If you guys don't know what ecchi is, I'm sure you do if you're watching an anime podcast.
Ooh, foreplay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's sayable.
It's fan service without intercourse. That's what it was defined as.
Ecchi sometimes is just fan service, and other times ecchi can like really skirt the line.
Very, very close
to. What? How could I put this in a way that people may really understand? Ecchi can be like, panty shots, normal level, or it can be like Skinamax.
Yeah.
Which is just softcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you don't see the act.
And then there's Boy Love and Girl Love, Yuri and Yaoi. You guys should know those by now.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's why Yuri on Ice is such a funny name to me.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the exact opposite of that.
Yes. Well, the main character's name is Yuri, so a guy's name is literally a lesbian relationship.
Oh, well, I mean, also you have, like, the Russians. They are Yuri. You know, he's Yuri.
There's a Japanese man named Yuri, and there's a Russian named Yuri, and no, they don't wind up in a relationship. They hate each other. Yuri hates. Yeah.
Well, they don't end up in a relationship because they don't have a cute ship name. They would just be literally Yuri.
True.
Yuri.
You're right.
They would just be called lesbian. Sorry.
I'm not gonna say it.
There's
keep that one to myself.
Boy Love is Yaoi and Girl Love is Yuri, and I'm a big fan of Yaoi. Just in case anyone didn't know that.
Nice surprise.
Yeah, a lot of Yaoi is actually aimed at female audiences, even in Japan.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it.
Yes, there is.
And anime's so fun at that too, and that's okay.
There's so much of it.
Too. And that's okay. I appreciate that. And then there's, I do not know how to pronounce this word, the face, Agato.
Hego?
Hego? Can we say that word?
I do not, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't see the draw of it.
I totally get it.
You don't know what it is?
No, I really...
No, Angels.
No, I know what it is.
Okay.
I just don't know if we can say it.
Yeah, probably.
Again.
Probably.
No one knows. No, I don't think YouTube knows what it is. So
no, fair enough. It's
probably fine.
Blushing like.
It's the. Yeah, it's really.
It's like you've been made love too much, and
like that.
It's the mind break. It's basically being mind broke. Yeah.
Mind broken by incredible.
I don't know. I just don't see the draw of it. It just looks weird to me, and I'm like.
I think it's
I'm just like, I don't know.
I think it's more like being able to pleasure someone so much that they lose their mind.
Yeah, I don't know, but if someone looks at you the way that looks, you'd just be like, are you having a stroke? Are you okay? Just kind of kill the mood.
Well, some people.
Maybe that's just a you thing, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just too concerned.
Yeah.
I'm just too worried.
Just
I don't want you to.
Don't look, and their mouth is ready for other things.
Yeah.
Soda. A good hydration.
Hydration. Exactly.
You got to put the water bottle. You know, use the water bottle.
Exactly. And then there's eroge, which are erotic games, which actually like eroge.
Yeah.
Eroge.
And it was big in the 1980s. And eroge games actually help sell computers. And
that they do. There's a lot of them
back in the day, and they started off dating sims and visual novels as well.
Yep. And
so
a lot of those.
A lot of those can contribute to what we have today, and
that's how you get Breeder of Nephilim. Yeah.
What Breeders of Nephilim?
Yeah, that's how you get that. That's the direct road.
And only degenerates would ever play, let alone put on YouTube.
Only sick degenerates.
Right.
Why would anyone put that on YouTube at all?
Only sick immoral degenerates.
Like me.
Yeah. Look, I was just trying to save sinners because there's a mechanic that you can save them and send them up to their holy goddess.
You gotta save them through the power of bone.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a safe sentence because that is... YouTube doesn't understand double entendres. It's fine.
Does it not?
I
don't think they do. Algorithms are stupid.
Look, if my videos
robots are dumb.
Are not reported yet, then we should still be good. So.
Robots are dumb, except for that one robot that's combat ready. That robot's not dumb. He's very intelligent and cool.
Yes.
You're very smart.
Yeah, we stand you, man. We stand that robot.
Woo! I don't want to get attacked by a robot, Angels, alright?
No.
I don't know how smart the artificial intelligence is getting.
Bring it on,
right?
I'll fight a robot.
You gotta be careful.
I would like to see it happen.
I'll fight a robot, I don't care. Anyway, 1907 censorship. There's a self-made publication about a robot. I've read one once. Anyway.
iRobot?
No. It was called... Crap, I don't remember. 1907 censorship. Down there hair and intercourse were not allowed. 1986.
Japan,
tentacles.
It's still not allowed.
No, tentacles were used as a workaround, which was very creative, honestly.
Yeah.
For then demon monsters and robots and aliens, and since they have different looking parts, were used to represent. Right. Yes.
Here's where things get interesting. Okay, so this censorship goes beyond just the topic that the topic that we're talking about. It also goes into things like TV shows and regular shows, anime and stuff like that, where the fact that you can show a monster, you can show a robot, and anything like that, and you can be as violent or otherwise with those things because they are not human. So if you take American TV, for example, the worst things can happen to a robot. You can watch a robot get ripped in half in a kid's show. Or, like the Avengers movies, you can watch robots get crushed, robots get exploded, robots get burned, because that's fine. That's considered fine by the censors. And so that sort of also stays true with the other thing, our current topic, where you can show robots with men or with women in a birds and the bees kind of way, and it's fine because not human. And so that is where all of these workarounds came from. That's why people think like, oh, it's just degenerate and things like that. And it's like, well, it's a way to get around the censors, and that's sort of why these things came out the way they did, and they turn into their own kink essentially because you know, if it exists, it will be. And so that is an interesting way to do it, though, because a lot of art has not been very accepted in Japan in a way. They are very in a lot of ways very religious, very like conservative in that way. You know, traditional. This is dirty. This stays here in the bedroom because it's dirty. And so they've been trying to censor it forever. Like, Japan is still going through people wanting to get rid of anime, censor anime, and things like that. And that's not even talking about the other thing that our topic is. And so there's all these workarounds they have to go through. And while it may seem weird or crazy or off to us, that's just like, this is what you have to do if you want to get your rocks off.
Exactly. And so pretty much a lot of people, I've seen I've read some articles where there was educational historians on the subject saying that no, it should not be banned, it should not be gotten rid of, because this is an outlet for suppressed desires that can be realized safely. But, I understand doing limitations on some things, because there are some things that are just, no.
There are moments where it goes a little too far. There's a lot of movies that are not even 18 plus, I should say, in a way, that I think also go too far sometimes. And it's not in that way. It's in the, the gore way, where I'm like, it's a little much. I think you went a little much on that.
A little hard there.
Some horror movies that go to the extreme just to shock you.
Well, I'm not so worried about gore.
No, I'm just saying there's some where it gets a little. I'll talk to you about one of the movies that I think goes a little too into that one.
Okay. Now I did a lot of research on this, but then I also sat back and I went, I have never actually sat down and watched one of these shows in its entirety.
Really?
I really hadn't. I have seen clips here and there for lulz, or because a good friend of mine sent them. And now I have a good friend of mine that's decided to send me an email with research links. and there was a couple decent ones. They were mostly clips. There was one clip that was called Chris HD720. It was an all 3D animated one, very fetish specific with monsters, and it was still decent. And I watched the whole thing, and
there's a Star Wars one.
I was like, all right, big alien monster, little blonde girl, some things happened, got it.
There's literally a Star Wars one.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I had to out of curiosity because I saw it and I was just like, what? It was messed up.
There's one called Dark Butterfly #3, and there was monsters and ninja, and this one was good. It had good production value.
Bruh.
I'm actually considering looking back at this one to find the rest of the series. There's ninjas that were fighting, and then I'm sure there was.
It's based off what is that one fighting game? The chick with purple hair.
There's lots of fighting. Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Lord.
That does not help at all.
Oh, Lord. I'm trying so
hard. Insert the do you know how little that narrows it down meme?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's one of the fighting games, guys. Look, you'll know when you see it.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur,
Virtual Fighter.
I forget, guys.
King of Fighters.
Okay. But anyway, my friend sent me this link, and I watched that one too. And there was a lot of things in that one, and many of them I could not describe in any PG-13 way at all. Period. And I saw the next link on the list. I clicked it, and it was removed. But the description read Pegasus with a person. And I happened to look into that one a little bit, and I had found an image that is safe, and this shows you just how weird anime can get.
There is one with a horseman. That one was weird.
You can look at that one.
It was a different one.
I've seen too many. I've seen too many of these. It's one of those you know how little that narrows it down. Yeah, exactly. Link it to me later.
Oh God, I'll have to find it.
This white horse guy down there. I watched this clip. I found it elsewhere. He was very affectionate toward this woman who wanted nothing to do with him.
Very vigorous.
Very vigorous. And he talks to her very nicely. But it's very, very strange and definitely a specific interest. And then the next link just had this little symbol and said the classic troll. I clicked it. My friend betrayed me. My friend just outed himself. It was Chase, everyone. God betrayed me.
Why wouldn't it?
He betrayed me. It was Boku no Pico. And if you don't know what Boku no Pico is, just look it up on YouTube and type in "don't watch Boku."
Or don't. You know what? If you do not know Boku no Pico, don't look it up.
No, YouTube has a precautionary video called "Don't Watch Boku" that tells you what it is. Because "Don't watch Boku no Pico" is the only thing you need to know. Okay?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
don't. Just don't.
It's a very specific show regarding underage individuals, and I'm not going there.
No,
okay,
that is the bad places.
The problem is, though, is it underage for Japan? Because they have a different age. I think theirs is like 15.
He's definitely under.
Yeah.
Pico.
We can pretend. No, thank you. No.
Yeah, that's
in so many ways.
Yep, that's a lot from.
Bring out pitchforks.
But anyway,
Japan.
So then I started looking. I looked up a list, and I think it was Honey's Anime. They gave me a list of top 50 pervert shows that were the best ones to watch. I picked a handful of ones, and I watched Ye Olde Bible Black, and I watched the entire series.
Did you watch Dragon Pink?
That was not on the list.
Oh, you didn't watch Dragon Pink? That one has plot.
Dragon Pink was fun. Bible Black had plot.
So
Bible Black has a lot of plot. Yes, it's a messed up anime. It's messed up. Yeah, it is.
Tell me about Dragon Pink.
Well, it involves an adventure party. There is a girl whose class is literally slave, because it's like a video game-ish world, and they use her as like a pack mule, so she has to carry all the stuff. It's got a female sorceress, a barbarian, a knight, and the female sorceress recharges her powers through means.
Read over here, little white.
Yeah,
that's how she recharges her powers.
Yeah, same.
Since I have watched this,
I think everyone who has.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently not, but
well,
no, it's
yeah.
it's not bad. It's really not bad.
Is there dragons in it? Because I need to know for science.
I mean,
there are things with dragons, but no, not that one. I don't think.
Yeah.
But anyway, Bible Black is
Messed
it's
up.
a classic. It
is, yeah. It is. It's been around for a while.
Like the entrance to the dark times.
Yeah, it gets dark.
Well, look, I heard it was a classic. I heard it was an entry level. Yeah. I did not think it would go this hard it goes.
I mean,
it doesn't at
it's
first.
Not exactly
it doesn't at
entry
first.
level, but I mean, that's an
it's more,
entry level for
it's more advanced. More advanced connoisseur, kind of,
refined.
Oh, I am a connoisseur.
More refined. It's more cultured. It's more cultured. It takes,
that dankness.
That's really hard to. Yeah.
You have to suck on straws with your pinky up.
Yeah. So that one.
I tried. Not gonna lie, I tried watching the dub. I could not.
You don't.
Oh, it's terrible!
Don't do
it's
that.
It's terrible!
All of them, don't.
But then there was nothing.
Come on, the main dude's voice in the dub is so bad.
Oh my god.
He's so bad. It's great. Where he's just like, what are you doing? And he's just like, can you act?
The girl's voice was so bad. It felt like a fan dub, a bad fan dub.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
it actually might have been, to be honest.
It probably was.
I had to go switch to sub. I know. I normally have always dub over sub, but not in Bible Black.
Yeah, well, normally you say you're dub because you watch it with your family. I don't think that's a family-friendly show.
Nope. Look, I explained to my husband
watch it alone in your room.
And why I was doing a lot of research on my phone with my headphones on, or after everyone went to bed. Everyone went to bed, and he got up in the middle of the night, and he walked downstairs, and he stood at the top of the stairs, and went, "Oh my god!" I said, "I warned you." And then he comes down, he sits on the couch like this, and he's watching it with me, and he's like, "Do you like it?" And I'm like, "I'm literally working right now." And he's like,
doesn't mean you can't enjoy it.
Do you like
that
it?
That poor teacher, the redhead, that poor teacher.
She did her best.
I feel bad for her.
I actually got a little invested in the story. There's no way you
can. I feel the characters are decent. Like, the characters are good. Like, if you remove
the main character did not
other aspects of it, it's a really interesting plot.
Getting to this, he did not mean to get involved and do what he did in the beginning.
He just found a book and he's like, I'm gonna do some magic.
I'm gonna make the girls like me by doing magic spells. You know what I mean? And it was a
the charms. You're making me remember the charms and just the two kids in the hallway, just like.
That's when he realized what he was playing with.
I'm gonna go back and watch this, man.
In front of everybody, just applause.
It just applause.
I'm glad they were put your hands up for that, because that could have been mistaken.
You have to watch the dub of that scene, because it's great.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Oh no, the dub of that scene. He's just like, let me go.
There was one person that I lost it in a very serious moment. The big main villain. She had a very big personality.
She had 3 very big personalities.
She was standing there and seducing a young woman, and all of a sudden her innie became an outie.
And that girl was so confused.
It was even a sound effect. It was perfect. had to rewind it, and I laughed. And then that was one part I had to show my husband. He was just like, "WTF?" And I thought it was hilarious. And he was like, "What is this?" And I'm like,
"That's a good question.
It's pervert, honey. It's pervert."
This is Bible Black. Welcome to
Yes.
the. Well, don't watch the sequels. They are worse, and they're not even really good story-wise.
Worse or worse content?
Both.
Yeah, both. Definitely both. I've watched the whole series.
The plot plummets, and the messed upness rockets.
Increases by exponentially.
Yeah, it's not nearly as fun. Removes the fun.
Have you seen any that you want to talk about, or shall I mention another?
Well, there was that Star Wars one that was weird. I don't remember the name of it. It's just somebody sent it to me, and they're like, "This is messed up," and I was like, "What?" And I watched it, and I was like, "Ah, no, this is messed up." Didn't need to see how the Hutts procreate. Yeah. That's exactly how you think.
I need this now.
I can't even remember the name of it. It's so freaking weird.
Like, I mean, it's even weirder when there's CG Minecraft things.
Oh, those ones are odd. There's also
I was curious.
Girl.
Okay.
My kids have found those things on YouTube, and I'm just like, this is why I
no
more YouTube.
But do you know about
or the
Barbies,
the Spider-Man, and the Princess Elsa ones that?
I take it you don't know about it.
Huh?
Which one?
La Blue Girl or LA Blue Girl.
I've heard about it.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's one where the girl's like a magical girl, and that's also how she gets her powers, and like she has a little like a tiny little ninja companion. And I do mean he is tiny. He's like a foot tall.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
That brings back memories.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's also what is it called? G Viper, I think it's called. Which is about like it's like a dude summons a succubus.
Spicy.
And then she ends up kind of like falling for him.
Of course.
Yeah.
As per the usual.
There's another one about like a vampire girl that I guess like she needs to feed, and so they like take this human, and they're like, "Hey, you've got this special bloodline, then she needs to feed, and if she doesn't feed, she's gonna stay in this like alternate crazy lust form that's not her normal self. So you have to let her feed and take out her aggressions on you." And he's just like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah."
All right. Spicy. Now, I did watch a few more.
And if
now I watched one called Enzai. That was
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Well, let's just be glad that all cultured anime is definitely solidly in the realm of fantasy. Even more vanilla ones still have a lot of stuff in them.
There was a great one. I just remembered.
This one was a young boy got accused of a crime and was sent to prison. And it was only 2 episodes, and by the time the spicy started, I was invested. So I watched both episodes. And the good news, the boy gets freed. He gets cleared of all charges. They save him, but boy, oh boy, that poor boy. Prison. And there was a black plot to it. There was lots of reasons, and things happened.
It was very spicy.
Yes.
There was one about a guy who bought a robot for that purpose, and he did it because he had no experience with girls, and he wanted to get with this other girl, and the whole plot was like he eventually just realizes that he's in love with the robot. It sounds but
is
that like a pervy chobits though? Like
kinda, yeah. It's kinda very pervy, very like he kind of Well, he teaches her, and he teaches her like that's just the Japanese way, you know. It's just So she's got because she has to be programmed, so he teaches her that way, and
Fair enough.
And he's like, you can't do it with anybody else, though. So, a lot of things happen.
There was another one, a couple more that I watched, and I'll run through these shotgun style, if you will. You ready?
Yeah.
Tentacles and Witches. Not a lot to hide
I know about that one. I know about that one.
Good animation.
That poor guy. That poor guy. That poor guy, though. I feel so bad for him.
Did you send?
It was.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, did you watch Goblin Cave by chance?
Yes, I've seen Goblin Cave.
Yes, you have. Oh dear. Again, that poor guy.
There's so many. There's a lot where you can say that too. There's so many you can say that too. Just like that poor guy.
That poor guy. Goblins. Yep. But
it's like Goblin Slayer. And those poor girls.
Yeah, that one I was actually entertained by that one though. I really was.
Goblin Slayer's solid. Goblin Slayer's solid.
No, the Goblin.
You root for Goblin Slayer.
Not Goblin Slayer, my dude.
I'm just saying.
Goblin's Cave is a different.
You want Goblin Slayer in Goblin's Cave.
Yes.
You just want him to come in.
Yeah. Yes. Well.
You just want Goblin anytime.
There's things of that
comes in, starts cutting off goblin heads.
I've seen.
Anyway. So in Tentacles and Witches, this boy is perving on his teacher, and through a series of events, he gets turned into a tentacle monster, and
he can kind of retake his normal form sometimes.
Sort of, if he wants.
Yeah. He has to feed on magic
by having relations with someone who has magic, and it's. Yeah.
Which is he forms his own little I mean no, it's a PG term because it is used in regular anime, a harem.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
He has his own little harem.
And then I watched another one, which it was just a solid no from me. I didn't like the show. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the animation. I watched only the first episode of these ones I'm rapid firing through real quick. Yankan Bokotu. It was in a hospital about a doctor who was just longing and stalking this woman, and to the point where he's...
Is that Night Shift Nurses?
No, it's
about
the doctor. That he's just stalking her over 4 years. He goes to different hospitals stalking her, and eventually he finds her, and it's
messy.
I didn't like it at all. This one was actually dubbed, and there was nothing like normally some of the way some of these scenes were done would normally be like, that's somewhat interesting to me personally, but the way it was done.
Have you seen Anyone You Can Do I Can Do Better?
No.
What about Mother Knows Breast?
That's
another one.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Oh my god.
What about the first one?
The horror.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Why have you awakened this in me? I think it's produced by Milky, by the way.
I believe so.
Yeah. The hentai studio Milky. I'm sorry.
A Time to Screw? That's another one. A Time to Screw.
Trying to be politically correct. And you guys are like, Mother Knows Breast. Time to Screw.
Breast?
That's what it's called. Breast is
fine.
That's what they're called. What about Immoral Sisters?
No.
I think there's also
it was
Immoral
not
Mother.
On the top pervert list that I read.
Wow. There's some messed up ones, man.
For a good reason.
You could have given me a recommended list, DC, and I would have watched them because somebody gave me a recommended list and I watched them, and they almost tricked me into watching Boku. So...
You can't trust me. Why would you trust me?
I can find some messed up ones for you.
No, it's too late.
I had
today. Unless
I have a friend, and we typically have a contest to find the most messed up thing we can find and send it to each other.
Anyway, this one is pretty messed up because he stalked.
That's how I found most of these.
He stalked this nurse, and he cornered her. I'm gonna tell you the messed up part in the most easy way I can. He cornered her in an elevator and tried to force interactions with her. She was able to escape him, and another nurse that had a crush on him was like, "Well, look, just pretend I'm her." And so he's like, "All right, fine." He ties her up in bed and beats the crap out of her. How could you
I know that one.
Wanted me to. I thought you wanted me to pretend that you were her. And yeah, that one was really messed up.
Yeah, I know that one, and it was incredibly messed up.
One I really liked. I will save till the end. This one you're gonna get is Rance Hikatari, Wo Mononoke, or something
Rance
like
is
that.
a classic.
Is a classic.
Rance is 100% a classic.
It started out so promising. And every turn I was like, all right, that's pretty good. It's about an adventurer in like a fantasy world.
Yep.
And then
it has
every time
plot.
It has plot, yeah. It actually has plot.
The main character is likable until he turns into an absolute lech, and he's useful, he's strong, he's powerful, he's smart.
He's crazy strong, yeah. He's like the overpowered hero trope, but he's like worse kind of lech.
He gets sent on this quest to find this lost royal girl. So he has a slave that he sends to the local school to find out where she went, and then he decides that he's excited, and he uses his slave right in the middle of the school's courtyard.
She turned it around on him at one point, though. She turned it around on him.
That's true.
I was just like, you go, girl.
Sorry, my son was trying to let my dog out, and my dog's sound asleep right here, so she's not interested. But and then he goes and and finds another the barmaid, the other girl, and she was all tied up, and a bandit king was getting you ready to, and the girl was blindfolded, and he goes, "Well, I won't let her go to waste. They'll kill the bandit king," and he goes ahead and
he is not a good person.
No.
On a scale of scum to good, he's a solid. What's just above scum? Like not much. It's like half a notch. Like half a notch above it. Yeah.
He's like algae. Like the fish can eat algae, but it's still trash.
Yeah.
And then there was Dropout. Just stay in school, kids.
This is one of my favorites.
I haven't seen that one.
All right.
It's so good.
Very short, condensed, because that's about all I could talk about. There was eventually a law passed in Japan that if you drop out of school before you graduate,
no, I've heard about this.
It's become indentured servitude object for pleasure to the rest of the class, so they can alleviate frustrations and focus on their studies.
Basically, if you get an A+, you get the best service.
Yeah.
The best service. And
is this the one where you like get individual ones?
Yes,
only if you're
if you're the top of the class. Otherwise, you have to use the public one.
The public ones.
I've seen the manga.
I don't think I can say the word that means that hole with the letter O RNA in front of it.
Yeah.
Just
no.
Ona.
Yeah.
You can say Ona.
Orna. Yeah.
No one knows what that means.
Yeah, but yeah, just stay in school, kids, unless
stay in school.
But stay in school,
or don't drop out,
or
if you're into that,
learn a trade.
Yeah,
actually, really, that I'm gonna be fully honest with you. If you guys like don't want to go to college, I highly recommend learning a trade, because you can make a lot of money as a carpenter, electrician.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like in that world, if you're in that world, just stay in school.
Also, don't highly recommend taking up a trade, unquote, trade.
Not that trade.
Not that trade. No.
Unless
that would be an interesting trade school, though.
Yes.
It'd be a very interesting trade school.
Unless that's what you're into.
I mean,
hey, we don't shame.
And then the last
There's certain things we'll shame.
I'm a degenerate, and I actually enjoyed it. The animation was adorable. The scenes, I mean, I didn't like pleasure enjoy it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And I think it was only one episode. It was called Yokosu Serube Elf no Moe. It was it was one dude randomly it was an isekai. One dude randomly gets sucked into a world with a bunch of female elves.
I know this one. I know this one.
It's so cute.
Because they have the dark elves too.
Yes, it's so cute.
Yeah,
dark elf
need
inclusion.
The hero. They need the hero to save their race.
See, the thing is that it was consensual. They asked him. They didn't. They said, if you don't want to, we can send you back. You know, you don't have to, but you are the best one suited. We would like if you could, and all you have to do is just do.
Please, mister, we need you to save our race.
Yes, we have no males. We have no other means of production.
I like that the Dark Elves showed up and their whole argument was just like, we want him to save our race! And it's just like, I can do both.
I can share, I mean...
Why not both?
What? I mean...
I love his stamina. Like,
yes,
I love the stamina in, like, all of these. Like, holy shit. Like, if I had...
every freaking... God.
And normally I'm not so much into, like, the harem and stuff like that, but it was adorable. And
I don't know if I would trade a mount for, like, just length.
Yeah. There was a lot. He was blessed in many ways. But look, it was cute, and
a lot of short interactions, though.
Yeah, that's true. Do you need long to accomplish the mission? What they're wanting?
No, just exactly.
And it was cute, and I liked all the characters were unique. They were not just cookie cutter girls for the sake of.
Yeah, they all had their own little personality quirks.
Yeah, it was cute, but
there's some stories that if you just removed that aspect of it, it'd be a good story.
Yes, and that's fine, but. You know, there's also and I'm okay with that aspect of it too. And look, I'm a degenerate. I'm watching Redo of Healer, which I don't know how it's classified as. I don't know how it's classified as an anime.
Because it is extreme ecchi, but it doesn't actually show the act itself.
Okay, there's a scene where you straight up see a body part. No, I frame by frame that scene.
Yes,
the body part is there uncensored in that scene.
It's because it happens in like a split second that you have to go frame by frame to really see what it is.
That's a censored version.
And so that is why it can get past censors, because it's so quick.
Did I freeze? Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Apparently so.
I don't know.
You're frozen dabbing. The internet's gonna shame you.
Oh no!
Yep.
Oh no! Is am I frozen on the Discord call or just the Twitter?
No, just. Actually, you're not frozen for me at all.
Hey, there we go. You're back.
Hey.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. Wasn't sure whose internet or what service that was, but anyway. So if you guys have any culture you would want us to check out, no promises if we're going to check it out. No promises. No promises. Or any recommended.
Well,
I'm going to Google it first.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah,
send the angels
all your recommendations.
I'm going to Google it first, and whether or not I'm going to recommend watch it.
That is Angels Calamity.
No, I'm not watching
Send
it.
Bucko.
The Boku roll instead of a Rick roll.
Yes.
Remember, send spoilers and things to DC too.
It is Calamity Angels on Twitter. Get that. Send those recommendations.
I hardly check my Twitter, so go right ahead.
That's perfect.
Yeah, like next time you get on, you'll have like 30,000 like things.
My phone on my dog. I'm sorry, Rukia.
So,
my God. Anyway.
Hey, do you know what time it is?
It's Anime Club.
It is time for Anime Club, where we used to get together and watch anime together. We're watching Dr. Ramune, Mysterious Disease Specialist. We're watching The King's Avatar. Some of us are. And this week we watched a film. God, I'm going to try and say it properly in its English title. Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Legend of Crimson. And next week's film is Millennium Actress by Studio Madhouse. So God knows how that's going to go.
Yes, I don't know. But
Studio Madhouse, man. Whew.
Okay, I think I can handle the quick summary for Dr. Ramune this time. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
They do a contest to win a deceased artist special prize. He does like this trap house thing, and we meet Dr. Ramune's old master, His name's Mommy G, and he's kind of a jerk. And then they go through these trials, and then Nico and Grandma Lolly's there, and Kuro really likes Mommy G, but Dr. Mune is a coward, and they go in a fridge in a mansion, and they go do all these trials, and they win the prize. But then afterwards, Kuro and Mommy G has his own little bird thing called Pipoto or Pipipito or something like that. I don't know. And then Kuro and the dog and Mommy G go back to the thing, and then they find the real prize. And then the Mommy G knocks Kuro out, says he's a pest before getting the real prize himself. That's the show.
I'm gonna give you a counter quick summary.
But that's what happened.
I'm gonna give you the quickest summary ever. A bunch of people go through a labyrinth for a prize. Turns out the prize isn't the prize. that's the quickest summary. That's what happened.
But here's the important thing: is we got to meet Dr. Mune's master, Mommy
G. What a name.
Mommy G.
Momoji.
Oh, Momoji. That makes more sense. I'm sorry.
Momiji.
Momiji.
Yeah, that's not how it's pronounced. Momiji. You gotta remember how kanji's broken down.
I don't. That's why I watch the dubs if I can.
Momiji. Anyways, episode 9, Mysterious Labyrinth. Yeah, they get it. Kuro and Ramune get an invite to go to this labyrinth. 2 dudes had already been in there, and apparently it's done by this artist.
Chilling in a hot tub. Sorry.
It's done by this artist that was like a mysterious items craftsman, and he was obsessed with freaking apples. Jesus, that man was obsessed with apples. Everything was apples. Everything was apples.
Well, his head was an apple.
Well, it wasn't even his head. That's just an item he wore because he had a disease that was like eating away at his body and his like flesh and stuff. Yeah, probably. I don't know. There's cures for that now, so who knows? Yeah. He probably had a mysterious disease that did it, knowing this series.
Cures for that too. Maybe he didn't want to
Look, with how much mysterious items he was messing with all the time, think about all the curses that were probably on that guy.
But maybe his curse was also his blessing, so he probably just chose to do what he was doing. Who knows? So, you know.
Yeah, they go through a bunch of these trials. One of the trials was like, God, what was it? Clones. It was clones, and they had to find the real one.
Nico was able to find Grandma Lolly because
of her heartbeat. And then Momiji found Ramune by finding the one that looked the dumbest.
Yeah. Look.
That was his logic. Just find the stupidest one.
He wasn't wrong, but he's also really mean to Dr. Ramune.
He's a horrible person, and apparently he had hellish training.
Yeah, we do see little flashbacks of a blurred face young Dr. Ramune.
Yeah, there like it didn't really look like the training was all that bad. He had to do sit-ups with the guy on his back, and I'm like, I have seen worse training, alright? I've seen worse. You didn't train with Urahara in his little training hell, where he was just like, I'm gonna try and kill you! Try not to die!
Yeah, pretty much. And then Kuro and there was another one that Kuro and Momiji went to fight the suits of armor. And
that copied your movements, yeah.
They just Kuro tried to outfight it.
Well, we find out that Kuro's family has like a dojo, and he's learning the sword from his family's dojo, which is kind of interesting. And he succeeds at defeating his suit of armor by performing movements that a suit of armor couldn't perform.
Yeah.
And Momiji defeats his suit of armor by just moving faster than the armor can move.
Yeah, at first he was just sitting there having a cup of tea, while his armor had a cup of tea too.
That's some mood.
But basically Ramune sucks, and his master is awesome, and that's pretty much what everyone thinks.
No, I like Dr. Mune.
Even his master like scolds him for the way he acts.
Well, yeah, but it's because
he's not wrong.
The reason why he's getting scolded. No, now, hold on. I'll fight you. The reason why he's getting scolded by his master is because he's too his master thinks he's too sympathetic. He's too nice because he heard that Dr. Mune got hurt defending a patient. He's like, you care about these people too much, and that's why. But I don't think so. I think he cares about these people just right. He's trying to help people.
You know why my argument is that he cares too much? He he almost died. He broke his own ankle with, like, he got pneumonia and he almost died to try and help this kid, and his methods are far too extreme.
It was the same with child, though. Would you not try to save a child?
Let me see.
Child?
No, I would not have devised a plan to stage a kidnapping.
But his dad was in on it.
That doesn't matter. The kid and the mom were not. And no matter what you tell me, I faked a kidnapping, your husband okayed it, it's probably not going to go over well. Do you think it's going to go over well, Angels?
Well, here's the thing, though. If they were married and one parent with equal, like, through the law, at least in the United States, if one parent says, yes, that person can be with my child, there's no legal wrongdoing there.
Angels, what if your kids just vanished one day and your husband didn't tell you that he had them kidnapped?
Yes, I would be mad, but in that
situation, that's what I'm saying.
Doing what was best for me and my child, then I understand that.
Yeah, are you still not gonna? You're still gonna be mad.
I would be mad, but
you're not gonna. It's not gonna smooth over very well.
He would be doing what was best for me and my child, and it still come out in the wash in the end because it was okay.
That's something that a lot of people don't get over. All right, let's put it in a different way. One of her children was kidnapped and killed previously. That could have broken her completely. Like, that's the whole plan of why I say Ramune is not a good person. His plans
that was not the best plan.
Too extreme.
I agree with you there, but I see that he's trying to help people.
He's
like 19. He's not the smartest.
But here's my other my counter argument to why Momiji has a point. Even Kuro has complained about the lengths Ramune will go to, because what Momoji said was, you're going to end up hurting those around you. And he's not wrong, because Kuro got mad because he's like, you were going to die. You are going to die if you do this. Don't do this, because Kuro cares about him. And Ramune's problem is he does not consider anyone else's feelings in that moment. He only considers what he is doing and what the patient needs. And so that's sort of like what Momoji says, is you're going to end up getting yourself killed and hurting everyone around you because you're too one track. And honestly, that's why
I'm pretty sure this was an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh god, kinda. I hated Grey's Anatomy. Like, Grey's Anatomy was just terrible. But yeah,
it is, but like, I'm pretty sure there's like an episode in every like doctor kind of drama that has like
the doctor gives too much of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, and it does.
Yeah, it's a trope.
It also erodes at you. Like it's because that amount of damage builds up, and the more you do that, the more it builds, and the worse off you're gonna be. And then who can you help? Absolutely. Like, he can't help anyone if he dies, and he's one of the, like, he's the guy that's pretty much helping everybody. So if he dies, there's a lot of people that are going to go unhelped.
Yeah, you're right.
And he doesn't really charge much.
But the way Momiji puts it out there is that he needs to not care about these people at all, and needs to turn the control over them if he
He's the other end of the extreme.
Yes.
There is a middle ground. There's a good middle ground between where the two are at, and that's where they need to be. But yeah, we also get a montage of them getting keys. Apparently there was like a butterfly room that was just passed over. I was interested what the heck that was all about.
I don't know.
And then
the apple, the singing apple room. What was up with that?
Where I am the manga king or some weird thing, and they like you have to listen to his song, and apparently, like, there's these two guys show up with guns in hand, and they're trying to get the keys from them, and then Momoji reveals that he kept his little bird because he stole my thing, and he's directionally challenged. All right, it's my thing.
Yes, Momiji is not.
No, I understand. He has to have his little bird to guide him. And I understand the feeling, but because
they were supposed to leave all assistance and all magical things behind.
Yeah, but he cheated in a way that they didn't catch.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he basically fed it those little cattail things that lets you hide your presence. Momoji goes up, beats one of the guys. Dr. Ramune beats up the other one because he had the cattail on him. And then they find out that the guns were fake and they just shoot confetti. So they tie the guys up and they throw them into the bad song room where you have to listen to the song. And it's basically treated as the worst torture ever.
They also took their keys, so that completed the challenge.
Yeah, so they got all 7 keys. Ramune is the only one that gets into the room. He has to find the remains of the guy, which he figures out. Yeah, he died holding his glass pen. That was what he was cremated with. His ashes are on there. He found the remains. Ba ba ba! You win. He gets a book of catalog, and Momoji gives it to Grandma.
Momoji bullies Ramune into letting Grandma have it.
And then we get a little turnaround where Kuro figures out the actual correct answer to the riddle, because there was a statement that said, like, the twisted truth, which means he said you had to go on a full moon and that you had to find his remains. But since you have to, the Momoji and Kuro figured out that you have to twist that, so in all actuality, you have to go on the night of the new moon. Mm-hmm. And so when they go there, they find out that this really big painting titled Ash is actually what they're looking for. He knocks out Kuro. Yeah. Knocks out Kuro, and he gets this book, which is, I guess, a special cursed item, mysterious book. Which is odd. It was odd.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that was about it. And I don't know why he knocked. I think he just wanted the prize for himself, or he wanted to hide it from Kuro. And Kuro seemed to like Momoji, and he like looked up to him. So I'm not sure why. I'm sure Kuro would have let him have it.
Probably. I don't know. Or he just wanted it to. Kuro seemed to want it to cheer up Ramune because he was seeming out of it. So
Dr. Ramune seemed a little upset.
But yeah, next week we got a little preview of next week's episode.
Mm-hmm. What do you think's gonna happen?
Apparently, it's the Toru's deeply mysterious story, part 1, where he vomits up darkness.
Well, isn't it Koru? We find out about.
But it said Toru. I think his name is part of his name.
Oh,
I think his name is like Toru Kuro.
I think it's gonna be Koru's backstory.
It is because he says in the thing how Kuro and I met.
Yeah, but
so it's how Ramune and Kuro met and how Kuro became his assistant.
Which is something I was looking forward to knowing, so I'm excited to see that.
It is, but I'm getting tired of 2-parters.
Well, we're almost done. We're in the home stretch now. Just like
everything's a 2-parter.
The King's Avatar, which was the episode title was Public Enemy. And did you watch this one?
No, I read a synopsis before I watched it, and I was just like, I just don't care.
Well, look, the main thing that happened there's a lot that happened in this one, but the main thing that happened was first the Lord Grimm was just helping random guilds for fluctuating prices break records, pissed off a bunch of the other big guilds, and then they started trying to buy him out, and he wasn't doing it. He's just doing his own thing, marching the beat of his own drum. And then Steampunk and Lord Grimm go shopping, and he's buying him weapons. Steampunk just picks like the most expensive thing there, and he's like, I cannot afford that. So then he goes to a Blue Brook Guild vendor, and he tries to sell the spider silk that he got from them as payment from them for 1 gold a thing. They didn't make a sale. And then he's also being followed around by some dudes. And then Blue Brook Guild also goes and complains about him to some in another server to some master dudes, and they're like, well, we're gonna have to do something about him. And they start talking about, and they're like, well, we can take back Desolate Lands record, because right now Lord Grimm is on every server record or every record for every place in the 10th server, and it's making the big guilds look bad, pretty much.
Except they're the ones that hire him, so
yeah,
it's kind of
exactly. That's what's funny. It is. It really is. And so, and then they go to the Desolate Lands, and there's someone watching them, and it's pretty much Tang and Lord Grimm and Steambun Invasion. And then suddenly, this new person attacked. It's Yifeng with his new Ghostblade account, and he's there to help them. And then they're attacked by unknown assailants, and then Lord Grimm and Yifeng buffer Steam Bun Invasion and Little Tang, and they just beat the crap out of these other guys with these buffers. Which, if you don't play games like that, buffers like you boost a spell, do a spell to do attack, and then they get attacked by
defense, speed, agility, dodge, luck, all sorts of things.
And then suddenly another attack, and it's from Master Swordsman, and he's coming after Lord Grimm, and what's his name? Blade Master. He's from Bluebrook, Poplar Branch, and his guildmates are watching. He wants to teach Lord Grimm a lesson, and he's all fired up. He's Natsu style, but he cannot take Steam Bun and Lord Grimm together, no matter how much crap he talks. And he just then Charging Spring pops up and interrupts the fight. He's leader of Blue Book Guild, and he chats about the record that Lord Grimm set. And then Lord Grimm, he's like, why would you use this dude to help you break a record? He's a player killer. He's not a record breaker. So he's like, he calls him out on why because he's right. This dude just wants to fight with him. And he makes a scene. The Poplar Branch starts making a scene in world chat, calling out Lord Grimm and starts embarrassing his guild. And he's like, well, I want to duel with you 1v1. And his guild's like, no, stop.
1v1 me, bro. 1v1 me, bro.
He's embarrassing himself and his guild, which is one of the strongest ones. And then Excellent Era's, the big D-bag, the Captain Chen has been watching all of this. And he's still got it out for YQ because YQ told him he was not leadership material back in the past, and he feels like YQ damaged his professional career by denying him in the past. So now he's out for revenge, and he wants to get him back for that. And so they make a strategy with Yifan, which is our new Ghostblade boy. They only have 3 attempts because once they hit level 30, they're not going to be able to run this dungeon anymore, I guess. And so they make a strat to use their buffs to beat this Desolate Lands record one more time, because they want to take it back. And then
the stakes have never been higher, folks.
Yes. And then
there's no stakes.
Boss asked YQ asked his boss, which boss lady with the shooter account, to borrow her account for a duel. And I'm not sure who he's going to duel. Maybe it's Poplar Branch, because that would be embarrassing to beat him with the boss's lower level shooter. And then we see, and I think it's Blue Rain Guild. There's a random dude asking for Yu Wenxiao, which looks like EQ's twin. I don't know who. It's a magician dude. The other magician, not the spazzy magician, the other magician dude. But why, I don't know. There's so many names that I have
What are the stakes in all this?
To be the best at glory and to embarrass the big guilds, I guess.
But I mean, what happens if he doesn't get the like? That's my problem with it, is that it's also pointless.
I enjoy it.
It's just the most petty, stupid stuff.
There's the only thing I don't like is that there's so many characters, especially bouncing back between real life and the game world, that it's hard to keep track of who is who.
And they're not that interesting, most of them.
See, I find it still interesting. I know you don't like the anime, but it's not bad. It's not horrible for me.
It bores me so much because I have to have, like, I need stakes, or I need, like, likable characters, and just for the longest time, the only likable character is Steamed Bun Invasion. Like, he's the best. And he's the only one with personality, like legitimate, actual personality, because that other dude is just, his personality is anger, and his personality is like anger, and also I have an inferiority complex.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Hi,
my name is Chase. I have no emotions.
Exactly. That's why it's just like, I don't. There's no real rival. There's no real tension. Like, none of it matters. It's not during a tournament, so like a tournament where he has to win, or or his team will lose. It's none of it matters. If he loses, it means nothing.
And something else I'd like to mention is they're still focusing on the one shooter god with the ice cream commercial, Zhao. I don't know why they're still focusing on the McDonald's ice cream commercial guy. I don't.
Maybe
I'm sure there's
he'll be
some
important at some point.
I'm sure there's some at some time, but yeah. Well, that about wraps up Anime Club. Don't forget, we usually review a movie as well, but that's for patrons only.
That is patrons only.
We can swore there. We can.
We swore.
For as little as $1 a month, you guys could get access to that and more content, including Season 0 of the OtakuCast, where we were learning how to do things. But
it's great. We really watched a great series.
We did.
This season 2, I am learning to do things.
Yes.
It's all learning.
It's all
learning, guys.
It's all there, yep. But
send us who we got to thank today?
We need to thank our first we actually need to remind everybody that normally we watch Anime Club together in our Discord, but we are still looking for a broadcaster. If you guys are want to do that, hit us up in our Discord. There is links we need to do those commands. DC, type those commands up, would you, in the chat, so that way they pop up, so that way anyone can join. And then
I don't know which commands.
Yeah, they're just an explanation on our Patreon, Discord, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram for us real quick. And then, and then join our Discord and hit us up, or any of our social medias. Hit us up on there. And then I'd also like to thank our patrons for this month. Chase, which is a Soul Reaper. Lissa XO, which is a Soul Reaper. And Adam S, which is a Soul Reaper. Thank you guys so much for being here and contributing to us. And if you guys miss this cast, it will be uploaded to YouTube this coming Friday. If you missed the culture talk today, you can catch it there. And don't forget to follow us.
And if you're on YouTube, down below.
Yeah.
All the links.
All of it. DC and I have our own channel there. Follow us there. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. DC, take us out this time. I always do. It's your turn.
I usually say DC take us out, so I'm going to say goodbye.
Bye. Perverts.